Hello Libra, Sun Rising and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Libra, today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energy. We're going to see how the both of you are currently viewing this relationship and how you guys feel about it and what actions you guys plan on taking into this direction and are moving forward. So with all that being said, Libra, let's get started. So we do have heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly, discuss your feelings with each other. I'm kind of getting the Page of Cups with this energy. You could be dealing with a Pisces specifically, or maybe even a Cancer or a Scorpio. It doesn't necessarily have to be the case, but this to me feels like an apology. Somebody could very well be apologizing to you for something that they said and or did, or maybe you're apologizing to someone for something that you said and or did. Of course, this could be like an energy of something, blah, blah, blah. This could definitely represent like an energy of somebody wanting to apologize, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're actually going to do it. They might. Maybe you want to apologize to someone, but you're just like, I don't know if I should. But we'll see. We'll see, Libra. We're going to focus on you first, and we'll jump over to your person. Just keep in mind that the roles can be reversed. How does Libra currently view this relationship? All right, Libra. So we do have the Page, okay? We do have the Page of Wands. We do have the Three of Swords. Every time I see the Page of Wands to the Three of Swords, that to me is like a strong indication that you're receiving communication from an ex, okay? With the Sun coming out here, between you and I'm not going to tell this person anything, Libra, but I feel like you're really happy to hear from this person. You know, for a lot of you, you probably thought you were never going to hear from this person, you know, ever again. So, you know, between you and I do feel like you are happy that this person's reaching out to you. I am getting that. Okay. How does this person currently view this relationship with Libra? So we do have the Five of Pentacles, okay? We do have the Knight of Cups, and then we also have the King of Wands. You could have been dealing with a fire sign strongly, so an Aries, Leo, Sag, possibly an earth sign, so Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Doesn't necessarily have to be the case, but this person is definitely resurfacing back up here for you. With the Knight of Cups coming out here, this could definitely represent them wanting to have a heart-to-heart conversation with you. I am definitely getting that. Like I said, it looks like this person wants to talk to you as well as apologize to you for, I don't know, something that they said and or did. So it kind of looks like they did something on their behalf to like self-sabotage things here between the two of you. I am getting that. How does this person currently feel? You know, yeah, this to me kind of feels like the energy that this person was essentially harnessing prior to actually contacting you. I feel like, you know, the reason why it could have taken them like a while to like, you know, contact you after this ending occurred here between the two of you could have had a lot to do with them being under the impression that like maybe you were done with them, maybe you didn't necessarily want anything to do with them, you know, things of that nature. So the fact that you're open and receptive towards having a conversation with this person is definitely going to leave this person very shocked and surprised, because they were kind of like under the impression that you probably don't even want anything to do with them. But even though they were kind of feeling like you didn't really want anything to do with them, it kind of looks like this person decided to take action in your direction either which way, with the mentality of, you know what, whatever happens, happens. Like, if they're willing to talk to me, then cool. You know, if not, I'll respect that. But I feel like this person just wanted to kind of like try and see, you know, like what would happen. Like, would you be open and receptive towards having a conversation with this person, or would you not be? And it kind of looks like in this case, you are very much so open and receptive towards having a conversation with this person and hearing them out. I'm getting something about them explaining something to you, like explaining themselves to you as to why they did what they did. I am definitely getting that strongly. But we do have the Ace of Pentacles, we do have the Chariot, and then we also have the Five of Wands. Even though you're not a huge fan, okay, of whatever it is that they did or the way that they went about whatever it is that they did, I feel like you're willing to give this person another chance slash opportunity. I am definitely getting that strongly off of you and your energy. Okay. How does this person, for some of you, I am definitely getting that this may not be an ex. This could definitely represent somebody that you were like talking to slash dating. I am definitely getting that for some of you out there as well. There's something about them, like, I don't know. This person said something or did something. And whatever it is that this person said and or did, I feel like they are definitely acknowledging, you know what I mean, like where they basically went wrong. There's just something about them explaining themselves to you as to why they did what they did, and things of that nature. Again, I'm not entirely sure what it is that this human being actually did on their behalf, but I am definitely getting whatever it is that this person did do, on their behalf. There's just something, and this person not going to resonate for everybody out there, but it has something to do with this person's past. Like, I don't know. I'm just using this as an example. And like I said, this person not going to resonate with everybody out there. But one thing that will resonate with everybody out there is that this person's recognizing where they went wrong, and they're very determined, to not make those same mistakes again. That's one thing that I will say. However, this part in particular is not going to resonate for everybody out there in their situation. So just keep that in mind. But, there's something about them like blaming the past. Like, oh, well, the reason why I did this and the reason why I did that was because, I went through this and I went through that. You know what I mean? Like, I am definitely getting that strongly off of this person. Either which way, though, even if this person did something because of whatever it is that, they personally went through prior to essentially meeting you, I think this person's kind of recognizing like, damn, like I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have done that. Things like that. But it just kind of looks like they're very determined to not make the same mistakes again. All right, what actions will Libra take towards this person or moving forward? Okay, so we do have the Seven of Cups, we do have the King of Cups, and then we also have the Eight of Wands. Okay. All right. The bottom of the deck, we do have the Ten of Wands, so Two of Swords, so Ten of Swords. Okay. All right. So in regards to how you plan on moving forward, I think that this is someone, Libra, that you will definitely give a second chance to. However, you are definitely connecting with someone, Libra, that has been through a lot in previous relationships, that will have this really bad habit of like projecting things that they've experienced in other relationships onto you in this dynamic that the two of you share with one another. Because I keep getting something about them blaming the past. So that might resonate with a lot of you out there. But I keep getting something about them blaming the past. Like, oh, well, the reason why I felt this way was because I went through this. And the reason why I ran is because of this. And the reason why I did this is because of that. You know what I mean? Like, it has that type of feel to it. So even though I do see you giving this person another chance, here's one thing that I will say when it comes onto this person. It's just something to kind of like be aware of, if you will. I still see this person allowing past experiences that they've had with other people to influence them to do certain things within this relationship between the two of you. So let's just say, for example, again, using this as an example, let's just say, for example, the next reason why this person decides to freak out on you, right, or switch up on you is going to be because you took forever and a day to text them back. In their head, they're probably thinking you're out here with another guy, you're out here with another girl because that's what their ex did to them. You know what I mean? Like, there's just something about them projecting past experiences that they've had with other people onto you, and this dynamic that the two of you basically share with one another. So anyways, I say all of that to say this. There's going to be other moments that are going to essentially come where this person will find themselves, unfortunately, projecting, past experiences that they've had with other people onto basically you in this relationship they share with you, causing you to either turn around and, forgive this person, or just outright stop dealing with this person is basically what I'm gathering. Because even though this person, did whatever it is that they did and they're blaming their past for it, and everything that they've been through for it, it just kind of looks like there's way more to come. I'm going to be honest, there's just way more to come. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, this is going to be the first and the last time, Libra, that you got to go through this with this one. No, it's not going to be the first. It's not going to be the first or the last time, is basically what I'm getting. So I don't know, maybe you did something on your end to, trigger this individual unknowingly. And they got up and they ran in the opposite direction, of you. And now that this person got up and ran in the opposite direction of you, they're spending a lot of time kind of reflecting back on, what they did as far as running in the opposite direction of you is concerned, just using this as an example. And now they're back, you know what I mean? And here they are explaining themselves to you. Oh, well, I ran because, you did this and it made me think this down the third, and you know, I've been through this and this and this, so that's why I did what I did, and that's why I thought what I thought. And it's like, all right, cool, I see you forgiving this person for that, but again, this is not going to be the first and the last time. There's way more to come after all of this. There's way more to come after all of this. And here's the thing. Here's the thing, Libra. I don't see you projecting past experiences that you've had with other people onto them in your relationship with them. I don't see you doing that. I do see them doing that, but I don't see you doing that. And I think that because this person just so happens to have a lot that you truly want and desire within a person, I think that's what's going to keep you, you know, in this dynamic here between you and this person. You know, it's basically what I'm gathering, because had this person not have what it is that you truly want and desire within a person, you wouldn't be sitting around dealing with this person, all that comes with them and their baggage and their past traumas, you know, things of that nature. You wouldn't be dealing with this person, but because you like them and they just so happen to fit what you truly want and desire within a person, you know, I do see you dealing with them and all that comes with them, with the mentality of, oh yeah, I got this under control, I can help them, you know, not saying that you can't help them, because I think that you totally can. I just kind of see it becoming a little bit overwhelming for you later on down the line, like, you know, months down the line, a year or two down the line is basically what I'm getting. This person tends to do things within every relationship they get in and then blame their past for it. Well, I just did this because I thought this, because said person put me through this. Like, it has that type of flavor to it. Okay. 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 All right. And well, like I said, there's more to come. There's way more to come. It's not even funny. There's way more to come. Because even though I see you guys reconnecting with one another or getting back with one another, whatever have you, at the end of the day, this person is basically looking at you like you're their enemy, like you're out to actually get them. And my thing is that I don't think that this person genuinely believes that to even be true. And the primary reason why I think this and believe this is because you're dealing with a King of Pentacles like energy. A King of Pentacles is somebody who gets involved with somebody that they want to be with, not somebody that they have to be with. So this is not stemming from a place of, well, I gotta deal with Libra. No. This is stemming from a place of, I want to be involved with Libra. I want to build with Libra. I see potential with Libra. Like, it's coming from that place. And a King of Pentacles is that type of person, man, that when they stumble across somebody that they really do want to be with, somebody that they do see a lot of potential with, if that person that they really want to be with and that they see a boatload of potential with, if they truly do believe that that person does not have their best interests at heart and is truly out to get them, this is that type of individual that'll get up and freaking walk away in a heartbeat. So the fact that this person's still sticking around and choosing to involve themselves with you is kind of telling me that deep down inside, they don't really believe what they think to be true about you. They don't really believe that. Like, they might think that, you know, you're out to get them, that you're untrustworthy and blah, blah, blah. They might think all of that about you, but deep down inside, do they really believe that? No, they don't. Because if they honestly did, especially them being a King of Pentacles and they harness King of Wands like energy, they would have been got up and walked away from you. They would have been stopped dealing with you if that was really the case and they really believe that. You know, it's like they're experiencing a battle between what their mind is telling them versus what their intuition is telling them. And your mind is very capable of playing tricks on you, especially if you're somebody who has, you know, experienced a lot of, you know, trauma in your life. I mean, yes, you know, your mind is going to cause you to think all sorts of different things. You know what I mean? But like I said, you know, your mind will always play tricks on you. You know what I mean? But your intuition, however, is never going to play tricks on you. Your intuition will always be brutally honest with you, regardless if you like what your intuition has to say or not. Like, your intuition is always going to be brutally honest with you. So If this person's intuition is giving them the green light when it comes down to you, then that's all that should essentially matter, right? Because your intuition is never going to lie to you, or never going to play tricks on you. This is the one thing that you can for sure rely on, like 100% of the damn time, unlike your mind as well as your heart. You know what I mean? Because your heart could basically, play tricks on you, and deceive you, and so can your mind. You know what I mean? And given the fact that you are dealing with somebody who has been through a lot of, trauma, I mean, it makes sense as to why this person thinks, there's something about this. There's something about, I don't know if it's this person's current line of work or their former line of work that they were in, but there's something about this person. There's something about this person's line of work, or former line of work. There's something about that like plays like a role in why this person's so, like, how do I say this, so suspicious of people. I don't know. So I don't know, maybe this person was, in the army, for example. Maybe this person was like a police officer. That's also a possibility. But there's something about this person's line of work. I don't know if it's their current line of work or if it's something that they did prior, that made them very like suspicious, like, of people, made it very hard for this person to trust people. And it has a lot to do with the things that they've personally have witnessed and gone through themselves, is basically what I'm getting at there. That does kind of play a role in why this person has a very difficult time trusting people and why they're so suspicious of people. I am definitely, getting that. But more of the story is that I feel like you're going to try your hardest to really help this person and be there for this person, do whatever it is that you possibly can on your behalf, to make this person feel safe, to make this person feel secure, to make this person feel like they don't have anything to worry about when it comes down to you. But it really does kind of all start with them, to be completely honest, because you could go above and beyond to try to gain this person's trust. You could go above and beyond to show this person that you're a really, really good person, that you're not here to hurt them, or whatever the case may be. You can do that if you want to. And I think that to a degree, it will definitely help. But if this person doesn't, take the necessary steps to get the help that they honestly need, this is going to be a forever thing that they're going to find themselves essentially battling. They're going to forever think you're out to get them. They're going to forever think you're here to hurt them. They're going to forever become, this, person that's just suspicious of absolutely everyone. You know what I mean? And like I said, it could have a lot to do with their current line of work or their former line of work. I am definitely getting that. Or it could have a lot to do with just things that they've experienced within romantic relationships with people. That's a possibility. There's just a lot of trauma, more of the story, regardless if this has anything to do with their current line of work, former line of work, relationships that they've been in prior to getting involved with you. Like, there's just so much trauma there, that they haven't necessarily fully healed from and or dealt with. And to be honest, they don't even know where to start. You know what I mean? Like, they don't even know where to start when it comes down to like overcoming, everything that they've personally went through, in life, and why they are the way that they are, and why they think the way that they think, and why they look at people the way that they look at people, and why they're so suspicious of everybody, and why they find it so hard to trust people. You know what I mean? And to make matters worse, you're also dealing with somebody who is a massive overthinker. So, I mean, them being an overthinker, and then them also experiencing the trauma that they went through, it's just, it's a lot for one person to go through, and everything that this person's going through, like on a mental level, it is a lot. It is a lot. I do feel like this person yearns for closeness, but I think that, it's kind of hard, because they're constantly thinking everybody's out to get them. Nobody has their best interest at heart. You gotta, watch your back, you know what I mean, when it comes down to everyone, and everything, is kind of what I'm getting. I could tell that this person's a really good person. I just think that they've been through a lot of shit. You know what I mean? And the shit that they have been through, they don't even know how to honestly overcome it. They don't even know where to start. You know what I mean? And I think that that's like the most challenging and difficult part, I would say, for this person, but I do see you definitely helping this person. I do. But listen, there's going to come a point in time where you can only do so much. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you could go above and beyond to try to gain this person's trust and make them feel safe and secure and all of that stuff. And to a degree, do I think that it might help? Yeah, to a degree. But just like you're putting your part to make them feel safe and secure and make them feel like they don't have anything to worry about, they got to play their part too by getting like the help that they honestly do need. You know what I mean? Because by you going above and beyond to show this person that they don't have anything to worry about, that you are trustworthy, etc., yeah, that's going to help them, you know, to a certain extent, you know, but they got to show up too and actually put in the work to like want to get better, um to not continue to allow your past to have such a massive hold on you. Takes a lot of fucking work. It takes a lot of fucking work. And I think that that's just kind of what this person needs to do, you know what I mean, is put towards the time, energy, and effort towards overcoming these past traumas that they've experienced, so that way it's not, you know, controlling them or having so much power over them, because it does. As much as they don't want their past to have so much power and or control over them, unfortunately it does. Unfortunately it does, you know, unfortunately. Okay, so with that being said, that is what I have for you, my friend. Hopefully the reading helped, hopefully it resonated, and I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye.